evening, dread subjects and dread objects, and welcome to another scientifically significant, I should have said statistically significant, that would have been better, chapter of Blood from a Stone, a tale of love and dread in RPG. My name is Philip, I am the Dread Master, and I am surrounded by wonderful players. Say, good evening, players.
Good evening, players.
Also going to give a special shout out here because this was teased to us on Wednesday. Fun thing for none of these players know about this and are just chatting, which is that this is Sophia's 26th month anniversary. 26 is 13 times 2, which means, friends and neighbors, my 13s count to moving the dread clock this night.
I'm not going to be upset about it because I love you, Sophia. So
wait, is this a rule for everyone or just Sophia?
It is honestly, if anyone in chat is a multiple of 13 subs, because that is not a huge number of people, then it has been, yes, typically it's a thing. I believe we did it for Galanor and Saber once, we've done it for Book and Dagger.
Okay. It's fair. It's
If they've been around that long, we get it.
I just think eventually, theoretically, if we get a dedicated enough audience big enough, that rule's gonna have to go away.
Or just be ever present.
Or just...
No!
I like that option more. But yes, so this is however, the dread clock is currently at 13. We had a dread storm last week.
Mm-hmm.
So, as of this moment, all I can do is help us drive it back up. If we're able to have another dread storm today, that would be cool. I've already burned my free dread storm for when I went to Labyrinth last year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm currently burning, just gonna throw this out there by the way, I am burning the Abella, Goddess of Rebirth candle from Cantrip Candles. This is from their Patrons and Deities line. You can see, because this is in the white, one, this is one of these sort of cleric deities as opposed to...
Funny you should mention that. Maybe we've got something that we'll talk about after the stream.
We've talked about it many times before.
Never mind.
Are you referring to the Cantrip Candles, the lore by candlelight game we're doing on Sunday?
Join us.
Okay.
Are we allowed to light them prior to the game, or is that supposed to be the first time?
I think you may do what you wish with your candles, but I would recommend making sure you don't burn it away before that game. Like Lauren, you probably should not burn Sanctuary, because you'll keep burning it and then you won't have a Sanctuary when you play Sanctuary.
I have this one.
Oh yeah, burn a healing potion. That's great.
I'm gonna burn it right now because I like it.
So wonderful. Speaking of things we're burning, let's talk about what's been going on in this game. We had an interesting session last time, where sort of a sleeping dread subject was awakened by CJ Soot, who seems to have taken over, if not the sort of... CJ Soot is probably not taken over completely for Dr. Partridge, but he certainly seemed to be kind of just doing as he wilt with all of these sort of dread subjects and what was going on with them in their little corner of the world. So he came out, he said, she never woke this one up. They went into Dread Cell 5. They awoke another person who, unlike London, Montreal, Dallas, Omaha, and Zurich, was not exposed to the mist in that process and has not fully integrated with all of her previous dolls. But those of you who awoke, we kind of said that Omaha and Jakarta were like, 5 more minutes, and kind of went back to sleep. But everybody else who met Florence realized that Florence had dolls who corresponded to Astrid, Leto, and Chatelaide. And Montreal, of course, was like, ooh, I don't know if I like this person now. But also, I really like Astrid, but I really don't like Chatelaide. Or a part of me likes Astrid, so it's, a lot going on. CJ Soot also spoke a little bit to Dallas and was surprised about those stones in Dallas's chest. But he was kind of... He was pretty frank with you guys about some of your backstories and how stuff worked. One thing he told you is that none of you had backstories. So he hasn't had anything to do with any of you. Whereas Dr. Partridge he said, handled all of that. Which basically was implying that I think you guys have long suspected there was no plane crash. There was no, you didn't come here from anything like that.
What?
He then sort of went away. He did give a couple of people cigarettes. This became hugely important thanks to a random roll in a couple of moments. He left. Montreal and Florence both had cigarettes. They kind of explained what was going on to Florence a little bit, said maybe we should go get some breakfast. So London, Montreal, Dallas, Zurich, and Florence headed to the building. Lo and behold, a dread storm broke out. I think it was because Montreal was analyzing how afraid Florence was of the storms overhead. This is because Florence actually has astrophobia, fear of storms, lightning, mist, and everything, at which point a dreadstorm was triggered because Moses awesomely rolled his own fear for that. So, horrible storm came in. It was a tobacco-scented storm, and in fact, the fact that two of them had tobacco on them caused a horrible dragon to come straight down toward them, and they had to do a breakneck race across the sort of kind of plaza to get into the building. London had gotten there. Montreal went back to help people. She was like holding the door open. They got in. They had to duck down as the windows all exploded as the dragon's breath went up. They went into the stairwell, because that's the only way to travel apparently. Went upstairs, lo and behold, people were just having breakfast, complaining about them. Montreal stole someone's coffee, threw it on the ground, because he was like, didn't want people to be saying that it's your fault. There's all these dread storms happening. But some of the staff seemed very frustrated with you guys. The group then had breakfast, and they kind of, were wondering, could the sailor get us off of this island? Do we have, is there actually a boat that comes? Do we have any means of doing this? They told Florence about how their Dr. Partridge, their previous sort of, Dr. Partridge was not necessarily like nice to you guys, but seemed to have some vested interest in your doing well. And then there was a minor interesting moment where some people were kind of saying, and then she was like sort of killed in a hostile takeover, and Zurich was like, no, she was murdered. She was directly murdered by people. I don't know why everyone's like kind of mincing their words there. In any case, Dallas had kind of been thinking about stuff. His connection to Rawlings gives him a lot of understanding of dread. He was thinking about the way that they were told they're not in a dread storm here. That's another thing that I think a key lore information. It's like Cedar said, you're not in a dread storm. There's no dread lord. Dallas was like, okay, so why are like other dread storms encroaching on us? Why is Tobaccotos coming here? That makes no sense. He also though sort of started to realize that he was thinking of Rawlings, and he put Rawlings in the manager. He put those dolls right next to himself when he slept, and he was like, I think I'm like dreaming of things they're doing. London had the vaguest memory of Oksana, but not that close, largely because she faced all her dolls away like they had been bad, which is actually much more upsetting. Putting a doll facing the corner is the scariest thing you can do. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's because they don't like it. They don't appreciate being put in a corner.
No. Vinny the Think would have a lot to say about people having to sit in the corner when they've been naughty, but he's gone now, so we don't have to hear it.
Thank God.
But it would be upsetting. The fun thing about sitting in the corner is
go away.
Even though you can't see what's going on behind you, they can't see what you're doing either. I'll face the wall and be really bad. Dallas thought that when this dreadstorm ended, he wanted to get his dolls and kind of maybe more directly try to sort of focus in on his Rawlings doll. Zurich, for those of you who don't have dolls, recommended you play with your dolls together, maybe pairing up some of the ones who were friends in life to see if that unlocked any new mechanic. London remembered the whole meditation process that they had been using to kind of gain extra knowledge of their dolls before kind of the sort of reintegration of memories or forced memories, whatever that was, and told Florence to do that. So Florence took Astrid and is kind of communing with that doll in Dread Cell 5. And that is where we actually left off. Unbeknownst to you, some employees heard this conversation and are going to report to Mr. Soot. But that is basically what happened last week. Am I missing anything that anyone remembers? Any key beats that I have neglected to state? Well, in that case, I think we can go ahead and jump into things. I will warn you all that tonight, I am going to have to step away probably for a few minutes in the middle of the game because someone is about to land in an airplane and is coming here, and I have to let them in. So there you go. Lauren's excited because it is my mom, and she
Is your mom gonna make an appearance on the stream?
I doubt my mom will make an appearance on the stream. If my mom is awake when the stream is over, maybe she will say hello. Also, maybe not. In any case, that is what's... You know what just popped into my head, apropos of nothing? I nearly said the Al Roker. I was nearly like, that's what's happening around the country, here's what's happening in your neck of the woods. You know how he always says that? I don't know. Don't know where that came from. Haven't watched the Today Show in decades. All right. So,
Here's what's happening in the myths.
Here's what's happening in your neck of the mists. That's what's happening around the Dreadlands. Here's what's happening in your personal hell. So, I'm glad Lauren liked that one. I appreciate that. So, with all of that in mind, I think we've said most of what happened last week that was relevant. It's mainly just that Dallas is the special boy who knows the most. CJ referred to him as having overperformed. I think that was the term he used. You really overperformed, and you've come back from the dead. So it's a high value asset. So with all that in mind, I shall now read the invocation for chapter 149 of Blood from a Stone, A Tale of Love and Dread in RPG. Oh, Daddy, if I could make you see if there's been a fool around me, it's got to be me. Yes, it's got to be me. Why are you right when I'm so wrong? I'm so weak, but you're so strong. Everything you do is just all right, and I can't walk away from you, baby, if I tried. Dan knew that one. Look at Lauren's face.
I can't hide my feelings ever.
I know.
One of my favorite songs of theirs, I think.
It's a good one. Christine McVie really knows what's going on. That's all I have to say. Rest in peace. So, with that in mind, everyone who still needs to may regain one additional power. Many of you are now basically up at the top. Jakarta, also I updated Jakarta and Omaha. There was like a night's rest here and a few hours passed during the last game. So
cool, because I got absolutely dumpstered by looking at that picture.
It really messed with you. But you're you're kind of over it today. It still bothers you, but you're not quite as not in quite of dire straits. So another hour passes. The storm has definitely broken at this point, and the rain has even sort of subsided. Some of you were engaging in specific activities, Dallas in particular, but I did want to check in kind of with the rest of the crew. Were you guys going to be gathering some of your other dolls together to see if that kind of gave any feelings?
Yeah.
Okay,
yes.
So I know there are a lot of permutations of this, but it might take a moment to sort of put them together and see what it is. So what permutation of this would you like to do? And Dallas, I guess my question is, do you want to participate in that, or do you want to just focus on what you're doing?
I mean, I'm primarily focusing on the doll. If they like ask me to join in, sure. I guess I would do a little bit, but like the main focus here is the doll.
Rawlings.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Go ahead, Lauren.
So, are we talking about which dolls are playing with each other?
We are. It is talking about and also where you're playing. What is this process? Are you guys bringing some dolls together and sitting them down and having a little tea party? What do you do? That's what I want to know.
We're bringing them out into the center of the dread cells.
Okay, kind of into the grass courtyard there.
Yeah, right, everyone.
Yeah, sure.
There's, you know what? I'm sure somebody has a spare blanket you could throw down, kind of like a picnic blanket. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll say. Okay. So the one that I'm really interested in, is not present. So what I'm thinking is maybe we do the Merkshire dolls, because Sarah seems to be connected to a lot of people. Wait, do I know that?
I think you have heard that. Yes, you've
Okay.
yeah, that has been.
Am I present for this, by the way? Or
You Omaha and Jakarta at this point, you guys probably were waking up after that storm and you're sort of coming out in the morning, so they can have filled you in. We'll say that Jakarta and Omaha, you heard the basic breakdown of what happened while you guys were sleeping. So I will also mention that London, one thing that does make sense about that is Merkshire, I believe, is the only location that every single person here has at least one doll for.
Okay.
So that probably makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, London is going to say, I think all of us were there, from what I can remember. So I think maybe we should start there.
I mean, makes fine with me, I guess. Dr. Faust Simpleton is who I was back then.
Okay, I'm going to grab Sarah. She had lots of very good friends. Namely, all of you. So, London will go get Sarah.
Okay.
I'll get down.
Gets Sarah, Jakarta, Dowell, Montreal. You're gonna get.
I will get Faust Simpleton, and then of course Darius Complet is always on me.
You always have that doll with you.
I've always got it with me.
That's fun. Omaha, are you gonna grab Siobhan?
Because he speaks to me.
Omaha's gonna grab Siobhan, but like, it has a very serious sense of dread.
Understood. And then Zurich.
Conrad
Interesting.
Bourgeois and Victor Moncrief.
You grab them
will
both. That was okay. Perfect.
party.
Understood. So Dallas, they are all grabbing their Merkshire dolls. So do you want to go sit with them with Rawlings? He's in proximity, or?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Okay. Okay, great. So, Lauren, roll a d13 for me.
Oh, 6?
Okay, perfect. The rain has stopped.
Oh.
It's still a little kind of cold and blustery out here, but you know, you guys are sort of like in your weird utilitarian jumpsuits, and you have your dolls, and you're kind of looking this over. Florence does not have a doll from this location, so it doesn't even make sense to sort of ask to participate. So Zurich holds 2 dolls. Omaha, Jakarta, London, and Dallas all hold 1. Montreal holds 2 dolls, but only 1 that is relevant for this. What do you all do?
Do we just like try to act out these people? Like,
Maybe. I mean, I know it seems ridiculous, but you know what?
It does.
We're here. So, okay.
Well, I mean, it does, but also nothing in this place makes sense at all, so.
Yeah. Okay,
Isn't it more of a meditation though? Like it comes to us in dreams, and I mean,
well, should we put all of our dolls in the center, like touching heads or something?
yeah, let's do that, and we'll just kind of look at them.
Okay.
Okay.
That a thing?
Who knows?
I
Touching
mean, is this a thing? Like, look at where we are.
I guess
So we're having them all face away from each other, touching heads?
No,
No,
we
like,
can
lay
put them
down.
together. Like,
facing up. So
Like in a cat
London,
wow.
London's gonna put Sarah down, facing up. But maybe we should like.
could we like
Hold on to
chant
their-
something?
why don't we make them hold hands and we hold hands around them?
Sure.
You know, if we're just trying stuff.
I will-
Are you trying to do like a Busby Berkeley, like Like they're all like on their, as if they were like in like a synchronized swimming, all floating together in
Yes.
like a circle. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Busby Berkeley. There we go.
Okay. And let's like sit cross-legged around them and hold hands.
Is the cross-legged necessary, or is that part of it?
Why? Can you not?
I don't know. Just
Some
wondering.
people don't have mobility. Like,
It is kind of. I mean, can I get a cushion or something? It is pretty uncomfortable for me to
Oh
sit
my
cross-legged
gosh.
for a while.
I'm just asking if it's necessary. Like, you know, like the way we sit.
Oh my gosh. Okay, go get
you
a.
can sit side saddle if you want. Like, kind of,
Okay. That's all I need to know. Like, I can have options.
I think it's fine.
Oh my
Picard is sat down already.
Yep. So you guys sit on the blanket. Some of you go and get cushions. Some of you sit side saddle. But you eventually have your. There are, I guess in this case, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dolls arranged here with their sort of heads all together, all staring straight up at the sky above them. And you all sit kind of cross-legged or side saddle or on a cushion, facing your sort of doll. And you're all holding hands.
Yes.
Okay. I would like for everyone, every single one of you, to make a detect vibe roll.
She is
Oh.
a nerd. Will. Ooh.
Ah, shit.
Ooh. Oh no. Wait, 2 8s?
2 8s. I love
Oh,
it.
okay, that's not. Oh no!
2 4s.
But is 4 your number?
It's my special little number.
But then please roll a special little d13.
I also have unfortunately got 2 4s.
Okay, and you guys
Yeah.
do share a.
Yeah.
Okay, then I will roll a d13 on your behalf.
Just a 2 for me over here.
Just a 2 for you, understood. 11 over here. Okay.
Almost got us.
So I have that is matches, but the dread clock has increased by 2, beautiful 2. That's fun.
Do we? I'm trying to remember if you get a straight with just 3, does that count for a reroll?
Yes.
Okay.
Reroll for free roll if you have 3.
Yeah, 2, 3, 4.
Perfect. Jeremy had no matches. Lauren, you had 2 8s.
Yes.
Omaha, did you have any matches?
Zip. Zilch.
matches.
Nada.
Zurich,
Yeah, no.
Pair of 3s.
pair of 3s, but that is not
Maybe-
your special number.
It is not my special number. That is 1.
Okay, so we have 2 4s, 2 pairs of 4, 1 pair of 3s, and 1 pair of 8s. Is that correct? All right. You guys look at these dolls. You consider them, but your hands are holding one another's hands, so there's a certain degree to which you're kind of also really considering each other as well. Jakarta and Omaha, this very quickly becomes just an unpleasant exercise. You know how when you like hold hands in a circle for a long, you're like, are my palms sweaty or their palms sweaty? I hate this. I hate the feeling of both. Like everything about this is bad.
Yes.
Also, I think that Omaha and Jakarta, you are probably a lot more aware of the fact that like, oh, it's really wet under this blanket. Ugh, we should have got a thicker blanket. This is uncomfortable. You know, you're like, is it gonna
Double
rain
layered.
again? Like you're just hyper aware of what's going on. You're not really focused on what's happening. Montreal and Dallas. For the two of you, there is a broader sense of kind of, I mean, Montreal, you have more reason to feel this, but Dallas, you do it in different ways. What you're experiencing is less a connection to like how these dolls go together and more just like, I do remember when this guy sort of got like sort of trapped, you know, like got like when he was off kind of on his own, sort of an unpleasant way. Zurich, you have little sense of the sort of situation. Maybe you're sort of splitting your focus between two dolls here. It's kind of keeping your thoughts not on them, but on sort of the storm that had just happened. You're sort of, you can feel the heavy air that had carried that mist so low not long ago. There's still traces of that sort of copper sweet scent in the kind of high dew point, high humidity air around you. London. You simply have a feeling that no matter what you do, you're going to die, and it's going to be terrible. The vibe is just bad. The vibe is pure dread. The vibe to you is this. It's like if I commune with Sarah Quill, I'm just communing with someone who died horribly. If I don't commune with her, we're all just sitting here like idiots in the grass, and we're all gonna die horribly. Everything about this is stupid and pointless.
Are you talking about Lauren's inner psyche or her character?
I'm talking about London, but if
Okay.
Lauren responds to this. Also, I want to point out that at
Does
present,
London have access to WebMD?
no,
I fucking hope not.
but there a more appropriate thing for this game. There actually is a series called WebDM.
I'm not gonna play that. I'm not gonna play that. No.
Not DM like dungeon like RPGs. Lauren, I also
It's
just
too
want to
close.
point out that right now your name is Throws Explodes.
I'm just like saying, leave me
So that's a good
alone.
tension breaker.
Hey, audience, I know I joke about that, but I actually am. So these are... I'm not just saying that. Anyway, okay.
Is anybody feeling anything?
I feel like we're all gonna die.
My ass
Or
is
I'm
wet.
gonna die. Oh god.
I think we're all too close. Can we all like step back a little bit?
Yeah.
I'm feeling like we probably should have brought a second blanket to layer on top of the first
What
blanket.
the fuck?
Yeah, can we I just want to finish this episode so I can kind of get away and just like focus on my own thing.
But we're all connected. I know you know the most and whatever, and you're connected to Dread, but we're all connected in this.
Well, what are you gonna do, Dallas?
Well, I don't know. I'm gonna try focusing on I don't know, like
That was some main character shit. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe touch the jewels in your chest. I don't know.
Maybe that's a good idea, honestly. Like, I don't know.
It's
Like-
perfectly natural for a young man to want to rub his jewels.
All right, things are weird now.
Okay,
I'm gonna get up. I pick up my doll.
Okay. At this point, Zurich, you have the most acute little hearing, and you can tell that someone is coming from sort of the path to the building towards you all.
Somebody's coming. He looks over to see.
You see that it is Mr. CJ Soot.
So it's coming. And Mr. Emphysema over here is gonna join us.
Do you guys attempt? So basically, you're some of you are standing, some of you are picking up dolls. Do you want to strike this scene before he arrives?
Yes,
Okay.
London does.
So you
Okay.
kind of gather your dolls and kind of pull the thing up, and he sort of walks up and sort of sees that you all have your dolls out and says, "I'm so sorry, I'm interrupting something."
I mean,
Maybe not.
a little bit.
Just trying to figure everything out.
Yes, well, that's sort of what I'm doing as well. That being said, I think I was telling you that I had there was a new project we were going to try. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need you all to sort of dive into the recesses of your minds, if you don't mind, and confirm some information for me.
Like here, right now.
Okay.
If you don't mind, we can go back to the building if you'd rather be indoors. I know it's still a little cold out here.
I mean, Jakarta might need another blanket, but
It's true.
My question is simply this, and he sort of then pulls out like a little like notepad, the kind of thing that one would take notes for a gossip column in, and looks at you all and says, "Among the 6 of you, I think Florence, has a smaller sample set here. Among the 6 of you, who still has a sort of connection to a living character?"
Think I do.
You think you do. Which character would that be?
Oksana.
He turns to Omaha, kind of like a, you can't see his face at all, but he's tilted the head. Who do you think is still alive of your dolls, Omaha?
Zeke?
Dallas.
I mean, well, I'm like, I know Rawlings is, and then I think I'm pretty sure the manager is too, but I'm not as confident.
The manager.
Yeah,
Can I see the manager?
yeah, sure. Hang on, I'll get up and go grab the manager's doll and bring it back up.
He looks through his notes for a moment, hands the doll back to you.
What's up with it?
No, don't worry about it.
Well, I don't know. I mean, around here, there's a good reason to worry about pretty much everything, so I probably will.
There's just been a name change for that doll, that's all. Don't worry about it. The point is, if you still think the doll is alive, if you still think that life is still going on, then more power to you. So here's the idea, friends. Oksana, Zeke, and Rawlings, who we believe are together, is that correct?
Yeah.
And then your friend, the manager. You can tell he's like it's like that's like a new line item for him. But he sort of says, "All right, so what I propose we try is putting you back in contact with some of these errant personas. Remember that projector we brought you to so you could watch what was happening previously?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same process, except in this case, perhaps they'll be able to talk back to the screen a little bit, if you catch my meaning."
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Does each Dreadland have a form of media? Like, there was the record.
To an extent, yes. Some have the certainly Heisteles or Rocket Base 95 or even Paradise. You're going to have a little bit more advanced media, but there do exist books and things in places like Ignador or Longivus Mons. If you get to some of the more desolate areas, such as Tabakatos, that's you're pushing it a little. And what you find as far as media goes in Arcana Bane is going to be, well, the less said about that, the better.
Interesting.
As it's all created by children or insane people who left it for children. So the point being,
Weird.
if you'd like to participate in this, we have a means of attempting this, and some of the rest of you could participate yourselves if you wanted to join in. That being said, if you're not feeling up to this now, we can prepare for it for later. It's an What's that?
Yeah, I would like to do it.
You'd like to try to see what's going on with Mr. Rawlings, is that correct?
Yeah.
That means he kind of turns to Omaha. We could see what Zeke is up to as well.
Yeah. There you go.
I will. I'm not sure that Oksana is alive. But it feels like she is, but she got...
No, she's not alive. She's a vampire.
Well, you know what I mean.
I do. I'm being purposefully
Semantics.
obtuse, because it's kind of
Why?
funny to me.
Okay.
So, but we're not going to look at Oksana. Not at first. We're going to check in on the others. Are you willing to help them do that?
Sure.
Wonderful. He looks at London, Jakarta, Montreal, and Zurich. And says, "You have two options. We can jump right in and see what kind of fun we kick up. Or we can be a little bit more bespoke and take some time first. It's your choice." He kind of like waves a hand at Dallas and Omaha. These two, they'll They'll be fine.
I like fun.
Sounds like fun. Zurich?
I mean, you said we can jump right in. I like to have a little bit of fun here. So
Fair enough. Come this way, please. He'll start leading you guys
Really
to the building.
easygoing.
He leads you all to the building. So he's kind of, you notice him sort of like looking through his notes and kind of glancing between London, Montreal, Jakarta, and Zurich. There's kind of a sense he's sort of like, you're not really sure what he's up to or where he's going with this. In any case, he eventually, you guys get to the building. He goes in. He goes right to the elevators. Or are you guys going to still insist on the stairwell?
Of course.
He looks
I'll
back.
go in the elevator.
You'll go in the elevator. Oh yeah, that's right. You've previously missed stuff because you've just got up in the elevator in the most delightful way. That was.
Why stop now?
I really liked when you did that. Okay, cool. So, all right, great. So yeah, he'll I'm trying to think of what the best way to do this will be. You are all instructed to go to the 8th floor. You know that is the story department. In the elevator is Jakarta, CJ Soot, and who else? No one. London. Okay. Great. Like a Jeremy when I said, and no one else. It's just like, oh, this is either good or bad.
Right?
So, London, Jakarta, and CJ Soot, you guys get in the elevator. He kind of looks at the two of you and says, we have some things ready to go. We think that there's sufficient mist breakdown that will be safe enough, at least for a time. I'll give you two sort of first pick, since you're not idiots and you're riding up with me here. Your options are a scoundrel, a warrior, a servant, or a brewer.
Or a what?
Brewer. You're going to Die Lekkergarten.
Do we get any more information on these? Or
Of course we don't. It's CJ Soot.
That's all I've written down
he's a
for
writer.
now. That's all I've written down for now. If what do you like?
Servant?
Scoundrel.
Servant for you. Understood. All right. So he will, in that case, copy to existing spreadsheet, and it is to yours, guys. We're doing some spreadsheeting here on a Friday night.
Damn it.
Yes.
All right, Jeremy, you have a new thing. It will probably say copy of Die Lekkergarten 3. Lauren, you are getting one to your spreadsheet that will say copy of Die Lekkergarten 1. Just so you know, this is a system no one's ever done before because we've never done Die Lekkergarten. So have fun learning a brand new system. But I'll walk you guys through it as we play. In the meantime, Zurich, Montreal, Dallas, and Omaha make their way up the stairs. Is there anything you guys want to talk about while doing so?
No, I'm just thinking about what might be happening with Rawlings and maybe the manager.
Understood. Montreal?
After having done our little seance thing in the beginning, do we get a point into the character we were thinking about? Like, are we more connected to them now?
The seance you just did right now?
The one we did where we, held hands and thought about.
No,
Like our-
it was the little impromptu picnic thing you tried was not productive.
Okay.
Unfortunately, in a fun way. Lauren is making a face. What is your face about? Is it about the sheet?
Yeah.
Don't worry. Well, it'll be real easy. Oh, you guys might not have the right dice for this. You know what? We'll work it out. So Montreal, Zurich, Dallas, and Omaha, you guys make it to the 8th floor, and CJ Soot is kind of standing in the hallway not far from there, beckoning the 4 of you over. And saying, well, the other ones are already in, they've already picked, but Montreal and Zurich, I suppose. Well, Zurich, you say you like to just jump in and have fun. So Montreal, I guess the question for you is warrior or brewer?
What is a brewer?
Someone who makes beer.
I'll be the warrior.
Understood. So, and then he kind of will give Zurich a look, indicating, and I suppose that makes you the, Oh my god.
Oh my god, what?
I can't, it's not letting me search. Everything's fine. It's
Scared.
Google Docs is freaking out at me. All right, so Moses, you now have one on there, and then you're going to be the brewer, Zurich.
Okay. Is this like a role-playing thing?
He kind of looks at you and says, "It's the smartest thing anyone's said so far." This way, and he just sort of points you all into the room. To Dallas and Omaha, he's sort of acting as if this isn't going to be a that much of a thing for you guys. So, as he kind of moves you into the screening room, you notice there are several people in the screening room. Last time it was empty. This time there's tons of people in there. One person who is present is Lady Rhiannon Dythe, who is sitting there, and the sailor is kind of near her as well. He kind of nods to her, and she kind of looks back and sees you all coming in and kind of whispers something to the sailor, who kind of stares at Dallas for a little while. But CJ Soot makes some people move and kind of has the sort of he puts Dallas on one side of the projector and Omaha on the other, and then he has sort of London and Montreal and Jakarta and Zurich kind of evenly spaced next to them, sort of close. You guys are all near the projector, but with Dallas and Omaha the sort of the closest. CJ Soot goes to the projector and says, "All right, team. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a little peek at what's going on in our little visited but much discussed Die Leckergärten. As it turns out, a few folks did survive there, taking refuge in one of the large beer vats, which protected them from the mist. They've now emerged and have gone to the front entrance, where lo and behold, the DREADLANDS Express has just pulled up outside. The mists are still present, but they are thinner, parted, a little bit more possible to get around." As he's saying all of this, the projector begins to whir. You guys see that purple mist coming in through the tube towards the projector, and now it is in that kind of like purplish black and white being projected on the screen. Everyone but Jakarta, I think, does remember this from their sort of very first session here. CJ Soot takes another puff and says, "Ah, look there." And the camera sort of cuts, and you see Rawlings and Zeke looking out of one of the windows. There they are.
That's it. That's him. Is this like right now?
This is happening in this very moment, Dallas. The question is, we can see what he's doing, and eventually we'll be able to hear what he's saying. But what is he thinking, Dallas? What is Rawlings thinking? Omaha, I'll ask you the same question about Miss Zeke Thomas. What is in her head right now?
Do I know?
Rawlings and Omaha.
Yeah.
You there are a few different kinds of rolls you could make for this, but the primary ones would be like detect vibe or analyze. Anything that you think could give you like a real just direct connection to a person, I'd let you attempt.
I mean, could I make a detect vibe and add the Rawlings knowledge? Like, does that make sense?
I think I'll let you add the Rawlings knowledge to this. That's fine. Zeke, you probably should do, Omaha, you should probably do a detect vibe.
Yeah, that's just gonna be the best option for me.
Perfect.
Okie dokie.
Well, I have 2 2s and 2 4s. I will go with the 2 2s.
Understood. Omaha, any matches?
Yeah, I rolled 2 8s.
2 8s. Well, 8 is not your fear specifically.
No.
So while 8 can be upsetting, it is not. It's kind of in a thing like this where you're just sort of trying to get any connection. Yes, both of you do feel what those characters are thinking. So would you tell us what Rawlings and Zeke are thinking in this moment? As they're basically, you've pulled up to another place, and for a very long time, you guys have been going from station to station, and it's just totally dead. But this one has a less mist around it, and you see some figures in the doorway.
I mean, Rawlings would be like either trying to figure out where they are, which Dreadland they're at, or which, if he can, then like figuring out like what the condition of it is based on what he knew about it.
Perfect. Rawlings, go ahead and give me an analyze roll on your Rawlings sheet. You may add the Dread Mythos to this.
This is Dreadlands Express.
Dreadlands Express, yeah. So it'll be 25 to with 5, it'll be 15 to 85. What do we got,
What's
baby?
my power at? Is my power max again?
Your power would be max again, yes.
I'll spend 3 to reroll that. That's
Understood.
a 91.
Wow.
$21. So still, that's at least that's inside the
Inside
rail.
the thing, but yes, basically you're very confident this is D. Lecker Garrett.
Okay, great.
Interestingly, this is like a sort of like it's like you're in like an interior concourse for a train thing. They're like you see massive, wooden beams and arches overhead here in this space. So Dallas, or rather Rawlings. Actually, go ahead and change your name to Rawlings right now. So as Rawlings looks out and sees this, yes, you are confident you're in D. Lecker Garrett. Zeke, you can change your name to Zeke if you want to live. Zeke, as you're sort of looking, I don't know if you ever heard of D. Lecker Garrett before, unless Rawlings has kind of talked to you about it. But
I've probably mentioned it a couple times to once or twice, just in passing, about as I've been going over the various aspects of Dread and the Dreadlands and everything.
Zeke probably only paid attention to the parts about beer.
well, that is this area. I will say that kind of, sort of the, whichever kind of one of those sort of like undead servants who will come up to you all kind of in your sort of hidden room here and say, it does appear that, valued returned, it does appear that we have found a spot that is largely devoid of the mist that is blown away. Many passengers are planning on disembarking for a few moments. Many more are too afraid to do so. It does look like there may be some survivors. He kind of looks out, and you guys can sure enough see that there are a few figures kind of in the doorway of this place, alive.
Sorry, I have a quick question.
Please.
Since Zeke and I know we had that massive event, what do Zeke and Rawlings know of it?
All you know is that it seemed like there was like a cataclysmic disaster outside. You've been going around for a few days with just nothing but mist around you, but now for the first time, you can see less mist.
So, Dan has a question and Rawlings has 2 questions.
Go ahead.
Dan's question is, can Rawlings feel anything like, is there anything like that now that like this, like somewhere else people are watching this? Does that make Rawlings feel anything different?
Nope.
Okay. And then Rawlings will look at the work on the train. Just a couple questions. How long will the train be stopped here?
We are going to attempt to resupply here. We are running low on many of our stores, so we're going to see what we can find here. But I would urge you not to stray too far. We will clang the bell when we're about to go.
Well, thank you. That answered my next question. Would there be some kind of alert as to whether or not we'd be?
Yes, but we certainly don't want to leave without you two. Others, well, you know.
Thank you. In that case, I think I might look at Zeke. I think I might take a tentative step off and see what's going on here. Would you care to join?
Yeah, I feel claustrophobic in this tin can. I could use a break.
Understandable. It's not as cozy as a coffin. So whatever, he'll sort of take you guys to a door and unlock some of the doors for you to get off. In the meantime, and I'm so sorry for throwing you guys in, but Zane did say, let's just have some fun. So if you all would please change your names to the character names on the sheets that I have shared with you. Some of them have pretty weird names.
Can I have a nickname?
You can, I suppose. I don't think that's in the spirit of what's going on, but you can.
It's relevant.
So. And this is gonna be a dangerous one for me here, because I am about to step away for a moment, but, what is happening is, as sort of, basically, we're gonna cut inside. Now, I will momentarily cut to the screening room, where sort of CJ Soot, like, nods to someone, and suddenly someone throws a switch, at which point London, Montreal, Jakarta, and Zurich all kind of just like slump in their seats slightly as they're kind of like staring up at the screen, sort of as CJ Soot kind of is waving his hands and doing something. Suddenly we have 4 new characters, new sort of dolls for them. Let's see. So Lauren is a human who is basically a degenerate drinker in D. Leckergarten. Bit of a scoundrel type. Her name is Chip Mug. She goes by Chip, apparently.
That's fair, right?
Great. It's perfect.
Thank you.
If you want to describe Chip, you certainly may.
Chip's just here for a good time.
Okay.
You know.
Bar Rag is what's called a Waldschrat, which is kind of this like very like kind of frightening woodsy creature thing, kind of like a gnomish, dwarvish kind of, but a sort of a bit more out in the woods, lives under a rock kind of thing, and has a big. They have very like connected eyebrows is a big part of them. Anyway, and his name is Bar Rag, and he's been working in D. Leckergarten. We also actually have 2 gentlemen of the same species. You are both walking wheat. So in other words, these are kind of like humanoid plant wheat kind of. You can be any sort of like wheat or any kind of like sort of like cereal grain crop kind of that you want to be. But you're all referred to as walking wheat. So you can be more like barley-esque or more, you know, kind of wheat or oats or whatever you want to do. But one is named Sheaf, and the other is named Osthauser. And Sheaf is some kind of warrior type wheat monster, and Osthauser is a brewer here in D. Leckergarten. And the 4 of you, as far as you know, are the only people who you have seen in these large halls. I'm gonna step away. If you guys want to roleplay as these weird characters, you may. I will need a recap when I get back. Or you can just talk about something else.
Well, your mommy say hi.
No promises.
And I love her.
Do you guys want to see? Do you guys want to make bets to see if Philip's mom's going to be on camera?
Is his mom visiting?
What are we?
Yeah.
What are we betting?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can say hi.
Wait, is his mom visiting?
Yeah.
That's who he's
Like,
letting in right now.
Walking into his house right now.
Happens when I'm gone.
He's letting her in. He's going to give her a hug. He's going to, make her feel welcome, and then he's going to say, "Leave me alone, because I have a game to play, mother."
No,
Yeah.
she's also just gonna be like, I just got off a plane. I'm gonna go wash my hands or something.
Lauren knows her well.
We should use this opportunity to tell her that Philip's been being mean to us.
She's gonna
For
have
like 3 years.
dinner.
Years.
No, she's just gonna laugh.
I know.
Wait, have you met his mom?
No, I just assumed, knowing Philip, that his mom would laugh if we told him he was being mean to
Oh
us.
yeah. She'd be like, of course. Except she would be like, just be nice to Lauren.
That's no fun.
No, it is fun. For me. To
They-
have someone on my side.
That's funny.
I think that somehow we got to get Whisper into this game tonight, just so that at some point Philip will have gotten up, not gotten the sunglasses, and then we'll have to get up and get them again.
It's gonna have to be a smash cut though.
Yeah. I just think that would bring me an immense amount of joy.
I just rolled a 19 for that, so I think it should happen.
Alright.
I think that's a good way to assess what should and shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
TBQH.
Who's gonna die
That
tonight?
is Gary Gygax.
Yeah. The way Gary intended.
We role play
Hmm.
stuff. I don't know what to do. You
Well,
guys.
It's not worth. If Philip's not watching us roleplay, is it even really
I-
worth it?
Just
I
be a
want-
drunk in a bar.
I want my
Wait, so
daddy
we would-
Philip to watch me role play. I want Daddy Philip to see the role playing I'm doing and know what's happening.
We're definitely a bunch of exhibitionists.
What did
here.
I miss? What did I miss?
Not a
Nothing.
lot.
Nothing.
We're lost without you, Philip.
Well, this night just got a big ego boost for yours truly.
Hey Philip,
Yes,
say hi to your mother for me.
I can in a moment.
Does she have dinner?
Before it's later for her, you know.
Oh. right.
So I'm gonna assume you guys did no role playing at all. Is that an accurate
Yeah,
assumption?
that's correct.
Perfect.
We,
Okay.
we were trying to get your mom on camera.
The other big mistake I made is I should have at least told you guys what dice to grab.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I also realized none of you will be able to do this. So you're gonna have to just be doing some kind of stuff, and I can even grab some and help.
Wait,
'cause I
what
have a lot.
dice?
You just need lots of D10s for this system. You guys are in the storyteller system.
I have
Good
so
heaven.
many.
I know I should have told you that earlier. I'm a little scatterbrained tonight.
But what about for Zeke?
Zeke and Rawlings, I'm leaving you two in Dreadlands Express. I'm calling this. You have not changed systems. You've just gotten off the train. But
I have a whole jar.
perfect, wonderful. So at this point, so basically a quick explanation for you guys. This is a very simple thing. You are going to. This is a pool system. So what you're going to do is roll a number of D10s equal to the check boxes you have in any attribute and skill. You get to combine them all together if you have them. And if you don't have a die available, you can try to roll a D13. And
Okay.
maybe you'll succeed or maybe things will get really bad. So, you're looking for 8, 9, or 10. And if you roll a 10, it kind of explodes and you get to go, you kind of get an extra chance. So you're basically looking for a number of successes. It's that kind of
Okay.
game. You're not looking for a sum, you're just looking for every time something's above the thing, boom, you got it. All right, so with that in mind, you all are peering out of this door. Chip, Sheaf, Barrag, and Osthauser. You see the train is there. I know that you didn't know you were going to have new characters tonight, but
And these are like the characters. They're not London and Zurich and all that.
nope.
Okay.
They have backstories. So go ahead. What are you guys doing? What are you saying as you see the train pulling up?
Am I sitting with my fellow walking wheat,
I think
Osthauser?
you certainly can be with Osthauser. You guys are kind of probably, you could be sitting or you could be like sort of standing in this doorway leading into this concourse, however you want to do it.
Are you a warrior as well, Osthauser, or what are you? You're
No,
Brewer.
I'm just a brewer. I just love to make beer.
Oh, that's right. That's the accent. I'm gonna retcon my accent.
Sure.
Are we all doing shitty German accents? Because
Yes,
I'm so down for this.
brewer.
Oops.
Well, it looks like fresh blood, doesn't it?
fresh blood. Bring it on. I need to wet my wheat. I've been dry for months.
Oh, well, calm down. Let us see what they have for us.
I hope it's fun.
Did the town drunk just tell me to calm down?
I'm a very active, very present drunk, okay? Like, I have been able to scoundrel my way throughout this entire land, okay? So you need to calm down.
By the
I don't
way,
know what
Chip,
accent this is, but you
to
know
be
what?
fair.
I'm drunk, so.
Actually,
to be fair
Chip.
to Chip, to be fair to Chip, you were just talking about wetting your wheat, so you probably should calm down.
Well, my wheat is always wet, so, you know.
I do not wish Chip's sour liquid to wet me. Besides, she owes me 20 gold pieces. I haven't forgotten. I don't have pockets to carry it, but I want it.
I am always good for my debts, and I especially will be after we see these people on this train.
This debt's 5 years old.
Speaking of which, as the train sort of has stopped, you guys do see one of the doors is opening, and you notice a pair of humans stepping off. One is dressed in sort of a nice suit, kind of old-fashioned-y suit, but would fit in here, I think, at Delecker Garden. He probably has some bottles at his side just in case, hanging off. The other is a young woman in a kind of like leather jacket, right, Zeke? Always a leather jacket, even over formal wear. And as they're sort of stepping off, they're sort of looking around. But you guys can sort of see them much more clearly than they can see you. But it's two humans basically, and they're definitely not from around here.
Are humans common in town?
Certainly common. I mean, Chip is a human, so it's not weird. But yeah.
Oh, it's a bit of my kind. I don't know how to do a German accent. You know what? I'm just gonna have a regular accent.
I'm just doing a little freak accent. I don't know if it ends up German or not. Yeah.
I think everyone's doing exactly the accent they should do. That's all I'll say.
Just a loud piece of wheat.
Loud wheat.
Well, I will try this.
Okay. Do any of you want to do anything, or are you simply sitting and waiting? Of the Delecker Gardeners.
Do we all work at this place? Or
so to put it into this term, if this is kind of, you are you are the four people who survived when everyone else died because the whole place filled up with mist.
Right.
You guys, the four of you were hiding in a vat because the vat was basically mist-proof. So you guys hid in there, and you came out, and slowly but surely the mist has been going, that you can find yet another little room that is sealed off, but everyone else you found is dead. So the whole thing is just nothing but corpses.
So Chip will shout out, "You, travelers, you are here! Yes, you survived!
Yeah, hello.
Oh, would you like a drink? We have so many drinks here.
Perhaps we should clean up the bodies before we give them the drinks.
Well, you do that.
Why, does it
Fine,
smell
fine.
or something?
I'll start like dragging bodies by the legs over into a corner.
Sure.
Oh, that's kind of clean.
that's
Never mind the
fine.
bodies. So many bodies are here, but we are here to drink and live and have fun, and you have lived and we have lived.
Chip, because of this fun that you're doing, I would like you to roll a charm and charisma. So you get to roll 4 d10s.
Oh, nice.
So roll 4 d10s, and what you're looking for is 8, 9, or 10.
I did not roll any of those.
None of them were. So Rawlings and Zeke, everything that this very drunk human with the weirdest accent you've ever heard is, everything she's saying is not putting you at ease. This feels like a trap.
And then like I'll say like just a couple steps off the train. I was like, hello, yes, this is
Der Leckergarten. Yes,
yeah.
cheers.
Are you okay? Is everything okay? How did you survive?
Oh,
We have
I am
spent
a-
these last few days hiding in the vat.
Which had some beer in the bottom of it, and I've just been drinking that. And then we came out.
latest brew.
Exactly. The brews. they stayed brewing, and so they are fresh brews out of the still. What is it called?
The
You were in
vat,
the
I think.
vat?
Yeah.
Even after they're brewed, it's called the vat that they pour
I think a
out of.
still
The keg?
is
A keg?
keg, yeah. It'd probably be
Oh,
from a keg or a barrel.
And now that everyone else is dead, we have so many kegs to tap, and you can tap them with me, my friends.
Are you the four of you the only survivors here?
Yes.
We don't know. We
Barag is just dragging more corpses into the corner as you're asking this here.
Those were not my fault.
And did you-
People have
you're
tried
not-
to blame me for them. It is not my fault.
I
No,
still
we
think
don't-
this is your fault somehow.
I do
I'm
not.
not. No. I'm not saying this is anyone's fault. We were in the train when the mists happened. The big, and we saw people outside dying from the mist, and it was. Do you happen to know where that all came from?
No.
I'm gonna say that do anybody have any high things under your mental stats? Anybody have like a lot of things in either intelligence or wits?
Resolve.
Resolve.
You have resolve is not so much for now.
Wits? I have 5 in wits.
You have 5 in wits.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and you have 3 in magic. Jeremy, if you can
Yes.
rustle up 8 d10,
8
go ahead and
D10s.
make that roll.
I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 here.
Okay.
And
Well, if it's this
I'll
one
use
is
a
much easier to
D100
just
for
re-roll
the
because
other.
if it's not an 8, 9, or 10, it's like it didn't matter in the first place.
all right, well, I'll just do that then.
Hold on, Oast. Zane, does your character have magic?
Oh, I don't know. I'm trying to.
He cannot perform magic. That is his knowledge of magic.
I got 2 9s.
2 9s. Okay, with sort of 2 levels of success, 2 successes here. Bar Rag, you believe that this was you know what dreadstorms are, but you believe this was like the dreadstorm to end all dreadstorms.
I believe this was, how you say, the dreadstone to end all dreadstorms.
It was
Yes,
the
yeah.
Mata dreadstorm.
The matter takes the Uber dreadstone.
It was.
Yes, I know. I am familiar with dreadstorms, and it did seem quite more powerful than anything else I'd seen. So
Very exciting. If you survive. If you don't, you get dragged away by Barrag.
Hello, I am Barag.
Are they talking
They're
to us
all
from the
little
train, or are they in here with us?
You guys have walked up, like, they've walked across the platform. They're probably 10, 15 feet away. Is that right, Rawlings and Zeke?
a few steps away from the train. No,
Zeke, what are you were about to say something? Sorry, what are you up to?
Zeke is just very suspicious of how excited these people are about something that horrific happened. And
In that case, Zeke, if you would do me a favor, and because we're in dual systems right now, it's a mess for me, so I apologize. Let's have you do a detect vibe. So you're gonna roll a D100, and
All right.
you're hoping to be between 30 and 70.
44.
You are within. Congratulations. You do not get outright violence from any of them necessarily, or like you don't think they're like luring you in to kill you or anything. They have plenty of bodies to eat if they were of that thing, but you definitely feel like they're a little unhinged. You know,
Okay.
they seem this seems like a weird group, but you're not sure it's a dangerous group. Although the fact that Sheaf
Like
has
the beer may have been laced with something.
yes, you probably do think that now. And Oast, we're gonna get to that in a second. Sheaf, by the way, what weapon would you like to wield? Do you want to have like you could just have a sickle or a scythe if you want to be like on brand that you cut down other wheat people like you're like it's your job.
You know what? I like a scythe.
Cool. So yeah, so aside from Sheath, who has a scythe with him, the rest of them don't appear violent in any way. Go ahead, Sheath. Yeah,
We're wheat people. Do we have facial expressions?
you
Like,
do have
how-
facial expressions. Honestly, you don't look super different from when
Okay.
Sarah Quill. Like Sarah Quill looks like she took on some of your look, but for the most part, it's think Swamp Thing,
Okay.
but made of like wheat.
All right.
You're kind of like it's like you're sort of composed of all this stuff, but you definitely have facial features.
I
And
had a weird image in my head. I was like, do I have
Yeah.
a face?
yeah, Am I just like a big sheaf just hurt? I'm a bear.
That's what I imagined.
So Sheaf, yes, is there anything?
And I want to be
you'd like
mean mugging them from the window though.
Okay. Sheaf, though, I guess, was there something you wanted to know or do or say here?
I guess if they're about to if they are about to enter the bar,
Mhm.
I would like to be the suspicious one. Like, how do we know we can trust you?
Perfect. So you'll ask that, and, okay, unfortunately, you don't have. Okay, go ahead. So you ask that. So Rawlings or Zeke, do you reply to this question? I'm gonna let Sheaf roll to see what he thinks of that answer in a moment. But
Well, I mean, we're not the ones surrounded by dead bodies, whether or not they're from. In theory, you could be the ones lying about. I'm not saying that you are lying about this because they just from a cursory glance, they do seem to have been killed by exposure to mist. But
That is not fair. Is you on moving train? You could have started around all your own pile of large bodies and just moved here.
Exactly. How did you survive?
we were inside the same way you
We're
were.
on the train.
And
Sheaf,
yet you distrust us? Should we distrust you?
Sheaf, as they're saying this, I'm going to let you do. How many D10s do you have, by the way? How many D10s do you have handy? Just a couple.
2.
2? All right, tell you what. Yeah, it's go ahead and roll 5 D10s. I'm going to let you use your composure and your leadership for this roll in particular. So just roll your D10s 5 times, and we'll see how many times you get 8, 9, or 10 on this.
Okay. Okay. 2 8s.
2 8s. With 2 degrees of success, I think that you have a sense that these people are probably not likely to be murderers. You don't think that they mean you any harm. You think they are just curious. But because you have a second success there, at the same time, you can tell they are survivors. So you don't want to. You are not in a position to underestimate them. You're not kind of like relaxing like they're nothing. But you definitely think they are just curious. You don't think they've come here. And you also don't think they're behind the crazy mist that happens. You think they are in the same shape that you guys are in.
Then I guess if they're trying to enter, I'll say, on the honor of your spores and seeds, do you swear to be truthful?
What is it?
Spores and seeds.
Of
It's
the
taking a long
weeds.
time to answer.
They are not from here.
Honor is universal, Chip. If they were true, they
But
would answer
spores and
straight.
seeds are not.
What do you humans have?
True, yeah, I mean,
What?
yeah,
Bones?
assuming that this promise goes both ways, yes.
I'll lower my scythe. Tentatively stand away from the door.
Look at Liv's face.
Aren't spores bad for wheat?
I'm not a biologist.
Did I hear them say that?
You did, and in fact, if you'd like to reply, I would let you do wits and nature. So roll 2 dice, 2 d10.
Okay, that's a no. Hold on. Nope, nothing.
You kind of are about to say whatever. Osthauser, if you'd like to come to the aid of your fellow walking wheat, I don't know how many d10s you have handy, but you can just re-roll them if you don't. 4. Could you roll 6 d10s total? I'm gonna let this is your combination of your intelligence, which is 3, and your science, which is 3.
Okay, so I have 8, 8, 9, 4, and then
Dos más.
pair of 8s, pair of 4s.
So you're not looking for matches in this system. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
So it's the 8s and the 9s. Were any other 9s and 10s in there?
8, no.
Okay, cool. So you have 3 successes, though, which is appropriate for a brewer such as yourself. And you can, if you want to, sort of explain, basically you could explain how yes, you don't want fungal rots on you like ergot or something, but there are different kinds of sort of plant or creatures here, so the point is you swear by any possible, reproductive cell that you might put out there.
Yes, we are all about spores and any type of fungus. We understand that in order for things to grow nicely in the ground like us, me and my friend Sheaf here, we must also have fungus. So we talk about spores too.
It is a very complicated process.
It's very complicated.
I am one of you. I'm a human.
Barely.
Hold on. Rawlings and Zeke, both of you give me read person or just to say, like, anyone who says, I'm like you, I'm a human. That is the
Hello.
least human
Fellow
sentence I've ever
humans.
heard.
Right?
So, Liv, you're
Nine.
trying to
That
roll
is-
between a 20, a 30, and a 70,
I am
Rawlings.
a human, though, right?
59.
Yeah, but they don't
50,
fucking know
great.
that.
I don't
Okay,
know
I'm
how
trying to roll between. Well, I rolled a 46. What is my range? Where is my thing?
Your range, your range for this one would either be read. It's the same for you for read person and attack.
Oh, there it
It's
is.
between
Okay.
30 and 70. So a 46, you're within your range. You're good.
Beautiful.
Yes. So basically, everyone notices Zeke and Rawlings like, huh? And then they're like, maybe the humans here are weird, or maybe she's just that drunk. But that's
I mean,
the vibe.
probably, it's also possible that you surviving something like this could be a traumatizing experience. I don't know. Also, I'm just going to completely ignore what she said. Again, I'm not a biologist. That makes complete sense to me. Yes, honesty and trust are a two-way street. So
I feel like you are not believing me. I feel.
You always feel. As I'm dragging another corpse onto the pile. In the corner.
you know what they say: if you're not feeling, then you're
Sometimes
dead.
too
So-
much. Sometimes I feel too much. And you know what? You let me drink. Come on, we've got all of these barrels, all of these kegs. I can
Right.
pop them.
This is true. Most of the customers died before they could drink out of the barrels.
Exactly.
I appreciate.
Who was putting the beer in the barrels if you all were hiding, but the brew was still brewing?
Osthauser is a brewer.
I am the brewmaster.
Osthauser brews the things. Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
But
It's an art form.
so you're the brewmaster.
Oh, the
You don't have to
brewmeister
say
is
it's so
not.
rude.
Is the brewmaster died?
Ah,
He is next in line.
yeah. So congratulations, he is the brewmeister.
I love oh, this is some great lore. The idea that Osthauser, you guys are assuming Osthauser is now the Braumeister. That's amazing. The Braumeister is, this is perfect. Excellent.
Brewmeister.
Yeah. Oh, no, you're
But how
perfect.
could he be putting the beer in the kegs if you all were hiding in the vats, as you say?
Well,
Oh, what-
he'd already put it all in the kegs when everybody had died.
The brewmeister only he observes at this point, and then when a new batch is brewed, then he will actually brew them himself. But like the brewmeister is a title that passes on, so he is the shepherd of the beers of the kegs.
The Uber Jetstone happened very early in the morning before most people had drank out of the kegs.
Uh-huh.
Why are you so suspicious of us?
I'm not just. I'm just.
Yeah, because honestly, you all seem like you're tweaking, so I'm a little suspicious.
What?
We are just kind of like this.
What is tweak?
God.
Is that the beer?
It's like when you hurt your nose?
Is that the sound that bird makes?
You know, if you drink enough beer, you will not feel if you hit your nose.
I just want to yell at Rawlings and Zeke. Are you coming in or not?
Come.
I have almost moved all of the bodies out of the foyer.
I will cautiously.
You know what's shocking is that that sentence doesn't seem abnormal to me anymore.
No, it really doesn't, and that is frightening.
Chip will move closer to Rawlings and be like, "You are dressed nice." And I owe my friend over there about 50. What currency do you deal with?
I have no money on me at this time. I unfortunately.
Damn. Okay. Never mind. We can just have the drinks. I was going to see if I could borrow 50. What is the currency in
Oh, what a great question. Medieval German currency.
evil
Well,
Medieval.
Thaler. You want Thaler and
Thaler.
Groschen.
I was just looking for 50 thaler. But it's fine. We can go drink and it will be fine. Does she have any thaler? Hello?
No.
Does she have any what?
Thaler.
Just
Do you
asking,
have thaler?
just asking for money. No. I'm sorry. We have no money on us.
It's
Presents.
fine. I was just trying to settle my debts with them. It's fine. It's fine.
Just hearing that, I'm just gonna start banging my scythe on the floor like.
Who do you have debts with?
That one.
Who doesn't
That
keep has
she-
the dead speed?
It's not a big deal. It's been lasting for 5 years, so we're fine.
I'm not fine.
Why have you?
You're not struggling either. And you know what? Everyone else has died, so you're lucky. I feel like my debt should have died with them. So, cheers. We're resolved on my debt. Huzzah!
I'm gonna she's gonna try and walk away. I'm gonna put my scythe on her shoulder like, no.
Ooh, I like that. Actually, yes, sir. I'm just trying to let you guys roll as many times as we can here, because this, as you can tell, is kind of, this is a we may come back to this zone. We'll probably continue here, but I'm just trying to get a glimpse of all these different systems here. So, because you're doing that, I would like for you. Ooh.
Oh me.
I'm gonna have you roll. You don't have too many dice on this, but that's okay. You're gonna roll a manipulation and threaten. So you just get 2 d10s. So roll 2 d10s and hope you
Me,
get.
right?
Yeah, for you, Sheaf.
Okay. And 9.
A 9. Okay, great. So yes, Chip, it is definitely sort of frightening. And Rawlings and Zeke, you guys do get the impression that Sheaf is someone you don't want to owe money to. If there's one lesson you're learning here, it's probably not whatever the hell they were talking about fungal rot on wheat and how it's
Right.
important for you to worship that too. It's that don't owe money to Sheaf.
And I will get that to you. And she'll duck. Can I duck under the scythe?
You can get away. He wasn't attacking you. He was just kind
Yeah, I'll let her
of
do
making
that.
it
Don't
clear.
go to-
Yeah.
She'll go to Bar Rag and sling her arm around his neck and be like, "Hey, can you please check the corpses for about 50? What is
Fowler.
the Fowler?
You have to sling your arm around like this, because I'm 3 feet tall.
He's real
I'm a little
small, so
gnome.
yeah.
Oh yes,
She kneels down, slings her around.
you will. Can you just look for that, and I will owe you. I will owe you because you seem like a more kind debtor.
You already owe me multiple tellers.
And you know what? The world is ending, and I'll do the best I can.
Fuck it. I think I saw a wallet on one of those guys I dragged out of foyer. We can split 50-50.
Yes, I appreciate you, and she'll grab his face and kiss his cheek.
It's sappy.
Oh, thank you, my friend Barrag. And she'll
Oh my god, this was our opportunity to do a cheers, and I missed it. We should have been here for so long, just doing where everybody knows your name, and everyone's like, "Hi, Chip."
Chip!
but everyone's dead.
Oh, you guys should set up the bodies and do a cheers. Do a weekend at Cheers Bees.
No.
I feel like this group is that kind of crazy.
Can I go look in the pockets of all the dead people I piled up outside of the foyer?
Absolutely, Barrag. You can go do a quick rifle through that. I think that would be a dexterity. And I'm going to let you throw craft on that. Why not? You're practicing your hands. You're good with your hands. You get 6 d10s on that.
Okay.
So while Barrag starts going through the corpses of these bodies, because Barrag probably rightly was being like, well, money has no meaning now. Oh, I guess Chip says money has meaning now. Better look through these pockets. Rawlings and Zeke, what are you two up to? Are you willing to enter at this time, or are these people three successes?
He's gonna be like, look, Rollins, do you have any cash? Because I feel like
No,
I know these kinds of people because I am these kinds.
I mean,
of
when
people.
we were reconstituted by, back when I was not brought back with any financial means, and then not needed it on the train.
Maybe we should check some of these bodies ourselves.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if do I know what the exchange rate is between currencies in different dreadlands?
I think that is probably something you'd be able to figure out. So
Or, like,
go
if there is
ahead
exchange
and do a
rate?
calculate roll to that point.
Okay. Do I get a head dread mythos to that, or
I don't think so. The Dreadlands are not really. Yeah, they're not-
that's 12, so no.
you're not sure what the different currencies would be. That being said, I'd like. You know what? I actually think this is more of a Zeke idea, so I'm going to let Zeke try this one. Zeke, give me. That's you should have either detect vibe or read person be better, but it's fine. Oh, tell you what, Zeke, if you want to spend 2 power, you can, and I think you're at full power, you can increase your gauge temporarily, which is always a fun thing to do.
Not 12. Shouldn't I be at 13?
You should be at 13. So if you want to go
Okay.
down to 11, basically.
Sure. Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, and
And increase.
I'm going to also go ahead and roll a d10 first.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you a half bump on street drugs because you know things about you. You were a dealer.
Nice.
So what did you roll in your d10?
Oh. Hold on. I thought you were rolling it for some reason. A 4.
A 4. Okay, so we're going to increase your gauge by 9. So for this detect vibe, you need to roll between a 21 and a 79. So go ahead and roll a d100.
Okay. Whoo. You said 21 and 79?
Between 21 and 79. What do we got?
Okay, I got a 61.
61. You're in the zone. Zeke, you wonder if perhaps there can be some. Maybe you don't have any money, but maybe you can offer them like passage out, or so you can barter somehow so that you won't be in anyone's debt.
Right. Sure. Okay. I mean, we could probably trade Rawlings, but I don't have much on me. What do you have?
Well, I mean, I have not much either. Listen, I don't know how much we're going to gain from this area. Not that I'm.
We could gain some beer.
You are more than welcome to drink. I'm going to be quite honest. I am not.
It's
I don't know if the beer has been affected by being out through this dread storm. If they've done anything to it. I'm not confident enough to try that, but do I see like?
I have a
Yeah,
question. How
get it-
long is the train stopped for?
The train is stopped for as long as it takes them to sort of like resupply, which you don't know how long that will be. But we'll just say on the other side of the platform, there's staff are going off and doing stuff.
Okay.
And further down the platform, so it's you have like a couple hours, you think.
Can I like get a sense if there are any like lingering effects of dread or like any stuff here? Like,
Yeah, why don't you? I think that would be an investigate.
okay,
As you kind of are like just kind of like you sort of are going to the door. It seems like you guys are welcome to enter. Is that correct, Sheaf? You're not.
yeah, I see like, at this point like just inside the doorway.
Yeah, if you're like just inside the door, you can look around. You can kind of see what the state of things is. Go ahead and give me an investigate roll. Yeah, I think that's your closest thing for this.
That is not a success.
It's too hard to tell from kind of just this little room. It's like you'd have to go back and look at the stuff. That being said, I think Osthauser, as you are sort of observing this, there's something interesting going on with these new people, and you have some certain skills, Osthauser. I think I would like you to add your intelligence to your craft, which is under physical, because you are quite the craftsman. So please roll a total of 7 d10s, and let us know how many times you roll an 8, 9, or 10 on those 7.
Okay, so that's 4 dice rolled so far.
Okay.
And there's 2 8s so far.
2 successes.
Okay. And then that's it. 2 successes.
2 successes. Oast. You've seen plenty of humans. Humans have a lot of variety amongst them, just like many species. But Rawlings and Zeke, they're from somewhere else. They seem important since they're coming off of a train like this. They have a general sense of something about them in the way they're kind of talking and the odd word you overhear them saying. You suspect there's something special. Which means, though it is not your primary goal at this point, that is simply survival, you do think that one or both of them might make a very fine brew.
Ghost approaches them and says,
I see something inside of both of you. It leads me to believe that both of you would be wonderful at making a brew, so that we could all drink together as survivors from whatever this was. We could together imbibe and have a joyful time in the midst of sorrow. What say you? Huh?
I don't know. Again, Zeke, you're free to make your own decision. I am still personally just trying to get my bearings after this massive dreadstorm. So I don't want to commit to anything just quite yet. But thank you for the offer.
Best way to get your bearings is through a full stomach. I could make you some schnitzel as well.
No, actually, thank you. No. You offer far too much of your hospitality. I simply could not.
Oh, you must be one of them weirdos, huh?
If there's one thing I've learned, I'm sorry. What is your name, sir?
Oh, Chelsea!
Yes, I'm Rawlings. There's one thing that I've learned, Mr. Hauser, is that everyone is one of those weirdos, just a different kind of one of those weirdos.
Oh, you are a philosopher type, I see. What about you?
Really not hungry right now, but I could definitely use with a stretch of my legs. Rawlings, we don't have to eat or slurp our food, as it were. We could just walk around.
Yes, I think we're just gonna poke around outside. We might be back in a minute. Thank you.
Just say you who once you need us.
We shall.
Do they
I
walk
will
by Barrag just
absolutely
rummaging through corpses?
not be doing that.
You certainly do see that Barrag is rummaging through corpses like it's
He is
not a
like
problem.
fucking waist deep, like from the head to the waist, like digging through the bodies, like fucking like looking for wallets and shit.
And
His
he's
legs
actually
are
found a
poking
good
out,
number.
like-
And in fact, Barrag, we're going to put onto your sheet here that you have found. Jeremy, roll a d10.
This is just like a Saturday night, except they are dead.
6.
Let's
6.
out.
You have found a good 600 thaler from the dead. So, on that note, as Rawlings and Zeke kind of move aside and as sort of these weird survivors are watching them, and Osthauser is really thinking, and it's interesting because Osthauser, he sort of said you guys could make a really good brew. He didn't say exactly what part they'd be in the brew making process, because Die Leckergärten uses very special ingredients for
Oh
its
my
beer.
god.
In any event, as
Okay.
Osthauser kind of watches these two subjects, curious, kind of stroking whatever wheat he has upon him as his wheaty mustache, as Barrag is, going like Scrooge McDuck through bodies. As Chip is trying to like beg a Sheaf for whatever. Yeah, Sheaf.
I was gonna say maybe like can Sheaf be with Osthauser? Just like I'm assuming he's nefarious now.
Sure.
You just say, brother, they deny your hospitality.
They
don't quite understand our ways, do they?
Meatbags. All of them.
Meatbags indeed.
Well, on meatbags indeed. That is where we're going to end tonight's session. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate you guys playing. This is interesting. I think we'll be checking back into this movie next week. So that'll be a week from time. But we have some other games between now and then, and one of them is a sort of a special one this coming Sunday. You're going to see some familiar faces in that. On Sunday, we are presenting a game called Lore by Candlelight in association with Cantrip Candles, for whom I have written some modules, and we're going to be playing them as a preview. In the fall, if you purchase the Stealth Pack, which is currently not available, they're revamping it for this thing. In the fall, when you buy this, it is a set of 3 candles. Den of Thieves, Dungeon Depths, and Sanctuary. It comes with an adventure. So the idea is that it's a three session adventure, and you burn one of the candles as you play it each time to kind of get in the mood.
Whoa.
So on Sunday, we're going to be playing that, and you'll see some familiar faces there, and it's going to be fun. I've also been debating just how much I need to diverge from what I've written, so that it's not just how much should it be slightly different from what you buy, or should I just do what you buy? Because the fun thing about a D&D module, no matter what, it's going to be different than what other people, the players are going to ruin all your plans, so, sort of a thing. So I don't know if I should just see what they do and run, zig with that, or if I should introduce some little twist at the start. But whatever we do, it's going to be fun. I'm also just going to reveal that Zane, and I will be posting this, Zane, this is also in cooperation with Zane Strees. Zane is going to be playing an exclusive homebrew subclass for the monk called the Way of the Trees. Because he's a tree guy.
Very excited.
You mean the way of the strees?
The Way of the Strees, that's right, yes. So please check that out. It's going to be some fun stuff. I'm really excited for that. The characters characters we have are going to be real fun. I'm excited. So join us on Sunday night, 7:30 p.m. Pacific, our usual time. On Monday, Sophia, first of all, Sophia, I'm really sorry I didn't get to roll a 13 tonight when it would have mattered. So I'm sorry. We got some 13s. The clock went forward a bit, which is nice, but I didn't get to put points on the board. But I'm doubly sorry, Sophia, that it's not looking great for Dude. So if anyone here wants to support Sophia, everyone go to our Discord and once a day, today, Saturday, and Sunday, vote for Dude over Not Cool. Because there's been a Not Cool surge, which is shocking to me because I didn't think it was a subplot anyone would care about, but we got so many Not Cools because people either like forbidden love and or interplanar stuff, and they didn't want to see an infomercial about it's an infomercial about National Net Connect. People didn't want to see that, so there you go. But that'll be on Monday, one of those adventures. And then on Wednesday, I don't know if we might be off of Top Flight Tales again. I can't promise that. But Friday, back here, we will be returning to Delekergarten. I'll probably try to, in the intervening time, give some of these players a little more context on just how this weird system works, so they have some more knowledge. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, so please join us for that. Go to our Discord to interact with us, our wiki to see how all these games go together, and our YouTube to watch old episodes. Do we have anybody to thank in chat tonight?
We do. We have, once again, Sophia Distracted for 26 months. 13 times 2, very important anniversary or month anniversary here for Sophia. Brenninger also has been around for 28 months. That's 26 plus 2 months. So we're on to the next multiple of 13. And then wanted to give a thank you to Stay Alone Joan, who has followed this evening.
Oh, hello. Welcome.
Welcome.
Hopefully you weren't scared off. Based on Lauren's accent, how could you be?
I'm doing my best. So
it was delightful. I did notice in chat at some point. I knew what it was in relation to, but at some point Sophia said, "Lauren, do all the accents." And I was like, "Yeah, that is what's going on here." So yes,
he is doing them all at once.
It's an Omni accent. It's a pan accent.
Basically, yeah. I was
Um,
like, who am I? I don't know.
Well, thank you all. This was a lot of fun. Would anybody like to mention plug any stuff they're doing or things tonight? Cool. All right. Well, great. Well, thank you all so much for watching. This was a lot of fun. And yet weirdly tense, right? Wasn't this kind of like once we got here and saw they were just oddballs, it was less tense. But like, there's something kind of creepy about like fake picnic and then like screening room. Yeah, vibe. And things could still go real bad here. Wouldn't it be so sad if Zeke and Rawlings die because of these people? Wouldn't that be like the biggest indignity to
God,
those
that would be
long-lived
so
I mean, it would
funny.
be
I would-
hilarious if Rawlings died.
I would show up. I would show up to everyone else's home and commit crimes.
What did we turn
I
into
feel
a
like if
beer?
there's anywhere appropriate for Zeke to die, it would be the Lecker Garden.
That is actually a good point. Well, on that somber note, thank you all so much for watching. This has been great. Until next time, have a dreadful night. Ooh, 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 ooh.